All right, welcome back, fifth graders. What we're going to be looking at today is the traditional method for dividing, or also known as long division. This is the method that your parents will be more familiar with, or your grandparents if they're helping you out. Yesterday we looked at the partial quotient method. Today we're going to look at the traditional method. I'm going to really focus on the traditional method because when we get to dividing decimals, this way is going to be easier for you and work better for you. The reason we did the partial quotient yesterday is it's just easier for kids if you don't know your math facts. You have to know your math facts very well in order to do the traditional method. So if you don't have all your math facts memorized, make sure you use the fact table that was sent home in your previous bundle that you can use to help you with that. So what we're going to look at today is a mnemonic device or a memory device to help you remember the steps of doing the traditional method of long division. So what we're looking at here are these steps. So think of family. So dad, mom, sister, brother, and Rover as your pet. So dad means that we're going to divide. The next step we're going to do is multiply, which is mom. Sister, subtract. Brother, bring down. That would be a step. And Rover, repeat all of our steps. So to take you through this, what does this look like? We're going to try some. So we have our dividend is 594 units that we're going to divide into 9 equal parts. So whenever you're looking at these, first thing I do is I look at this first number. And can I take 5 and divide it into 9 equal groups? No, I can't. I can't do that. So I'm going to look at the first two numbers, 59. Can I take 59 and divide that into 9 groups or groups of 9? Yes, I can. Not evenly, but I can divide that. If you know your math facts, you know that 9 times 6 is 54, which is very close. 9 times 7 is 63, which is close, but it's too big. So we have to make sure that we get as close as we can without going over. So I know that 9 is going to go into, or 59 divided by 9 is going to be 6. You want to make sure you're writing your answer directly above and you have it in the right place value. Since I'm taking 59 and dividing it, I want to make sure the 6 is right above that 9. This comes into play when we start dividing decimals. So it's very important to keep those place values lined up. So that was dad. Okay? So our mnemonic device, dad, mother, sister, brother, Rover. So I divided. 59 divided by 9 is 6. My next step is mom, or multiply. So we have to be thinking, hey, I divided 59 by 9, which was 6 times. What is 6 times 9? Oh, well, that's 54. So we're going to write our answer to the multiplication. 6 times 9 is 54, directly under the 59, because that's the number we divided, the 59. I've come up with 54 of those were divided evenly. So I need to subtract, which is sister, to figure out how many pieces I haven't divided evenly yet. So 9 minus 4 is 5, and 5 minus 5 is going to be 0. So let me get rid of that pencil mark there. And the next step is brother, bring down. So I've divided 59 by 9. I got 54 pieces divided out so far. I still have 5 left over. Now I have to bring down any remaining number here, which is 4. You can only bring down one place value at a time. So in this case, I'm going to bring down the 4. I'm going to draw my little arrow to remind me that I'm bringing it down. So dad, mother, sister, brother, and Rover. Rover means repeat. So I have to do the same process again. So I'm starting back to, what do I have left? I have 54 of these pieces left that I'm dividing into groups of 9. So 54 divided by 9, I know is 6. So I'm going to put that 6 directly above the 4. 6 times 9 mother is 54. Now I need to do sister subtract. 54 subtract 64 is 0. Then I check, brother, is there anything left to bring down? No. So then whatever is left over will be my remainder. In this case, I have nothing left over, so my answer is 66. If I look at this one over here, I look at the first number. Can I take 8 and divide it by 6 people? Sure I can. If I have 8 M&Ms, I can split them among 6 people. So I'm going to start with that and divide that part out. So 8 divided by 6, 6 goes into 8 one time. Make sure you put it directly above that 8. So that was Dad. We divided. Now, Mom, what is that 1 times 6? Well, 1 times 6 is 6. So if I divided 8, say, M&Ms among 6 people, everyone each got 1, and now I'm going to sister subtract, see what I have left. I still have 2 M&Ms left, if M&Ms is what we're talking about here. Now, brother, bring down. So we bring down the next number, and as I said before, we can only bring down one place value at a time. So I'm going to bring down the next number, which is A1. And now, Rover, repeat. We're going to go the same process. So now we have 21 units that we're dividing into 6 equal groups. Well, if you know your math facts, 6 times 4 is 24. That's too big. So 6 times 3 is 18. So I'm going to put my 3 directly above that 1. And I'm going to do my next step, multiply. 3 times 6 is 18. All right, so now if I look at that, 21 minus 18, that's 3. I still have another number to bring down. Brother, bring down. So I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to bring it all the way down to here, 32. So I have to repeat the process again. I got 32, and I'm going to divide that into 6 equal groups. Well, I know that 5 times 6 is 30, and 6 times 6 is 36, which would be too big. So the closest I can get without going over is 5 groups of 6, which gives me that 30. Now I'm going to sister subtract. 32 minus 30 is 2. And then I look, is there anything else to bring down? Nope, there isn't. So instead of repeating, our Rover becomes our remainder here. So it's 135 with a remainder of 2 leftover pieces when I'm doing that. You can also do this with 4-digit numbers. If I have a 4-digit number and I'm dividing it by a 1-digit number, first thing I do is I look, can I take 4 items and divide them amongst 6 people? No, I can't. So I have to go to the first 2 numbers, 44. Well, I can do that. I know that 6 times 7 is 42. So I'm going to put my 7 directly above this last digit here of 44. And remember our mnemonic device, Dad, Mom, Sister, Brother, and Rover. So divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. I just divided. 44 divided by 6 is 7. Now I need to figure out what that is. Well, 6 times 7 is 42. And now I got to subtract to see how many pieces I still have left. I still have 2 pieces left of that set. Now I need to bring down my next number. Brought the 1 down, I have 21. 21 divided by 6. Well, I know 6 can go in there up to 3 times, because 3 times 6 would be 18. So I'm going to put my 3 directly above the 1. Multiply. 3 times 6 is 18. Sister, subtract. 21 minus 18 is 3. Brother, bring down my next number to divide out, which was 2. 6 goes into 32 5 times. 5 times 6 is 30. Sister, subtract, and 2. Brother, bring down. Nope, nothing. So I have a remainder. 735 with a remainder of 2. Now this last one here, if we look, 5 can go into 6. So I can start with that first number right away. 5 goes into 6, or 6 divided amongst 5 people. Each person will get 1 item, right? So dad, mom, sister, brother, Rover. So now I'm going to multiply. 1 times 5 is 5. Sister, subtract. 6 subtract 5. That would be 1. And brother, bring down. So I'm going to draw my little arrow to remind myself to bring it down. And Rover, repeat. So I'm going to repeat the process. I have 16 units that I'm dividing evenly amongst 5 people. Well, each person would get 3, because 5 times 3 is 15. So I'm going to put my 3 up here in my answer, in my quotient, and I'm going to multiply. 3 times 5 is 15, and now subtract. 16 minus 15 would give me 1. Bring down the next number. So I brought that down. So I had 16 minus 15 was 1. I brought down the 8. Now I have 18 units. I'm going to divide evenly into 5 groups as best I can. Well, I know that 5 times 3 is 8 or 15. 5 times 4 is 20. So the closest that I can get without going over is 3 again. So I'm going to put my 3 right above the 8. 3 times 5. Remember, we have to multiply, which is 15. And then the next process again is subtract. So 18 minus 15, I still have 3 pieces I didn't divide, and I still have these up here. So I'm going to bring that one down. Now I have 33 that I have to divide in groups of 5. So we have to go back to thinking our multiples of 5. I know that 5 times 6 is 30. So I'm going to put my 30 here. And then the next step is subtract, because we just multiplied. 5 times 6 is 30. So if I take 33 minus 30, I have 3 left. Now the next step would be bring down. I go, look, I brought everything down, because I can see all these lines showing me that that number was brought down. So I want to make sure, excuse me. Sorry about that. I thought I had my phone shut off. As you can see with these lines, once you've drawn that line, you know, as a matter of fact, that you brought it down. So I'm finished. I have 3 items left over that couldn't be divided out evenly. So my answer is 1,336 with a remainder of 3. And just a reminder, your remainder can never be bigger than your divisor. If your remainder is larger than your divisor, then you know that you made an error, because you should have been able to divide that out if your remainder is larger. Okay, so I want you to give this a try today. You're going to have an assignment that looks like this in your bundle. It's going to have 4 problems on the front, 4 problems on the back. As you can see, everything is drawn out in boxes for place value, so that you're able to keep everything all lined up like we did here. And tomorrow the video will be talking you through these and giving you feedback, so you can get an idea of how you did with that. If you have any trouble, please contact me. We can do a Google Meet and I can help you work through it, okay?